A few of you have asked how the Z7 came, how it was packaged, what was in the box, and I've had a few questions around the different pieces that you get in the box. So this is really an unboxing retrospective because, as you know, I've already been using the Z7 for probably a month or so now. This is the box that the Z7 2470 and FTZ kit came in. Everything I got came in this box, including the additional memory card that's coming as a limited time special. So let's just open up this box. As you can see, came in a number of individual boxes inside, all of them retail packaged. So we had the XQD card, which was a great 64GB Sony G series XQD card with read speeds 440 megabits per second and write speeds of 400 megabytes per second. Really useful, especially if you haven't got an XQD card. It is a new card format for a lot of people, so really good that Nikon have thought about that, and at least for a limited period are adding these 64GB cards into the pack. The next thing that came out is the FTZ adapter. As you can see here, unpackaged, quite small, quite light, weighs about 100 grams. At one end you've got the Z mount, which is quite large, and then at the other end you've got the old F mount. Bottom it's got a tripod screw thread. As you can see, quite a big difference between the two mount systems. The next box here on the left hand side was a bit of a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting it, but it's actually the Nikon EH7P charging AC adapter. And this, as you all know, the Z7 and Z6 can charge, the battery can charge while it's in the body, so long as you're not using the camera, using a USB-C cable. And this charger is for doing that. You plug it into the wall. This one's got the UK 3-pin plug on it, and you plug the USB-C into the side of the camera and it charges the battery. Now, I thought that using the charger that traditionally comes with the D850 and the Z7 and Z6 would be faster than using the USB charger, but checking the specifications on the two, it would appear that actually the USB-C is a 15-watt charge, whereas this is actually probably a bit slower. So this next box is the main attraction. It's the Z7 with the 2470 kit lens in there. As you can see, nice retail box, and inside you get the 2470 kit lens and you get the Z7 kit. Rather than taking all these out, I'll just show you what came in each of the boxes. So if we start with the 2470 lens. Okay, so now we've got the 2470 f4 constant aperture lens, and what you get in the box with that is the lens, and you get a soft pouch carrying case which also doubles as a bit of a lens cleaner. Bit of a departure from the previous harder cases you got with some of the Nikon professional lenses. Okay, so let's take a look at the lens now. You get a lens cap and a cap for the other end. What you'll notice is that this is a 72mm diameter screw thread on the front. You've got a large ring for adjusting the focal length, and you can see 24 is short, 70 is slightly longer, and then you have this dot. If you pull it back along, it locks it into a more compact travel position. You've also got the focus ring, which has no notching on it. It's just a smooth turn, it just keeps turning. This is programmable to a number of different functions in the camera, which is really quite useful. As I say, this is a 2470 f4 constant aperture lens that comes as the kit lens with the Z4 and Z6 if you buy it as the kit. So let's take a look now at the final box, the Z7 box that comes in the kit. What do we get in there? Well, let's start with some of the extra bits you get. You have a USB-C to USB-A cable. You have the MH25A charger for the battery, as I showed earlier. You have a clamp for the cables down the side of the camera if you want to use that, to stop them being nudged out when you're using them. You obviously get the obligatory manual and warranty documents if you want to read that. It's a fairly weighty document, but I'm sure most of you will probably get your help online. There's a Z series strap. I'm not using that at the moment because I'm using my existing straps from Peak Design and Black Rapid. And you get the EN EL15B battery, one of those to go in the camera. And of course you get the camera. As you'll see, mine has already been decorated. It's grown some eyebrows. I've added some Rycote micro wind jammers just to take out some of the wind noise when I'm doing video. Is what it says on tin. It's the Z7. As you see, mine's a bit been used. And you get the Z7. As you'll see, mine's already been growing some eyebrows. I've added the Rycote micro wind jammers just to provide a bit of protection on the in-body microphones. I don't tend to use them too much, but sometimes collecting ambient noise when you're videoing, they're quite useful, especially with the Z series lenses, which are near silent, so you don't hear the focusing on the lens at all. So the Nikon Z7, identical body to the Z6, apart from on the Z7 it has Z7 on the front, and the Z6 it has Z6. You'll see the sensor is quite exposed on mirrorless cameras, obviously, because there's no mirror, and it is, the Z mount is a large mount. On this side you've got your lens release button, and on the other side you've now got two function buttons. These are programmable. They're in a great position for your fingers when you're using it and around grabbing the hand grip. You've got a command dial at the front. At the end here you've got mic and headphone sockets, and you've got your ports. So you've got your USB-C, your HDMI and your other output there. On the back you've got a thumb joystick, the command wheel, you've got your AF on and display, you've got your 3.2 inch display articulated so you can look down. It folds 45 degrees on the downward position. It's touchscreen and a really bright display. You've got your EVF, and if you look at the amount of projection the EVF does out from the screen, that's really great when you put your eye up against it. Your nose doesn't rub against the screen too much. And at the other end we have the now infamous single card slot for the XQD card. And then finally on top we have the mode dials, which now have the three customizable modes on there, brought over from the sort of higher end prosumer cameras, which would be very useful. And we have a small OLED display at this end which displays all of the key information about your camera. It is a magnesium alloy body, so it does feel robust and solid in the hand, and as you'll have seen on some videos, it is really well weather sealed. Nikon assure us it's weather sealed to the same level as the D850. My D850 survived 85-mile-an-hour winds, rain, ice and snow in Iceland, so I'm hoping that the Z series cameras are at that level, because that is really important. And then finally on the bottom we have the battery port for the EN EL15B battery, and we have the tripod mount on the bottom. So there we have it, the Z7 with 24-70 f4 lens and FTZ kit. And if you've got any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll see what we can do to help you.